Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Common Council of the City of Huntington for October 14th, 2025. Prior to the business meeting, we will have an invocation led by myself and then the Pledge of Allegiance led by Christy McElhenney. Those who wish to participate in either or both may rise at this time. Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks this evening, and Lord, we ask that your Holy Spirit would continue to inspire us with wisdom and truth as we seek to serve our neighbors and love this community the way that you've loved us. We give you thanks and entrust ourselves to your leading. In Jesus' name, amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And with that, then, we will call the business meeting to order, beginning with a roll call. Christy?
Brodigan,
Present.
Chapman,
Present.
Belton is absent. Funk,
Yes.
Johnson,
Here.
Pike is absent. Rensberger.
Present.
Thank you. And having established a quorum for the conducting of city business, we'll move along on our agenda. The first item on the agenda, not aware of any public hearings this evening, and so we'll move to minutes from the previous meeting of September 30th. Is there a motion to bring the minutes to the floor for consideration and adoption?
So moved. Second.
A motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of the minutes? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of adoption of the minutes. Christy?
Chapman,
Yes.
Funk,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rensberger,
Yes.
Brodigan.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes are adopted. Next item is reports from committees, boards, or commissions. Council members, in your packet, you do have a financial update of the two Huntington County Substance Abuse Funds at the Community Foundation. You'll recall that the county funds and the Town of Warren funds are distributed on an annual basis on a pass-through fund, and then the city's monies are being put into a sunk fund for long-term sustainability investment. Those forms are there available for you. If you have any questions, please let us know and we can get answers from the Community Foundation, but everything appears to be in order. Christy, anything you'd add on those? Okay. And moving along then with the reports from committees, boards, or commissions. Charlie?
I have nothing, thank you.
Dwight?
Nothing at this time.
Todd?
Yeah, HQ'd, we have 30 applicants to replace Mark Wickersham. The committee to hire a new person is going to get them down to the top 5 and then interview those top 5, and then we'll let you know what happens after that.
Okay, thank you. Andrew?
None.
David? Graydon?
Can you hear me all right? Okay.
Yes.
So currently we are working on a way to reach the student body of Huntington North in an effective way compared to previously. So before, like in previous years, we've held in-person meetings where students could share their thoughts and opinions about what we should add to the community. And I've talked to previous members who have taken part in the same role as me, and they've kind of stated and shared that it wasn't super successful, and they didn't feel like they got a lot of feedback from it. So this year we're attempting to do a Google form for any student to be able to take throughout the day, asking questions of like, what would they like to see in the community? Just as a way to like help reach a way bigger audience than in previous years. And we're starting to work on that this week, and hopefully we will have it rolled out by the next city council meeting.
Great. Thank you, Graydon. Charlie, Christy, any petitions or comments from citizens?
None this evening, thank you.
Okay. And moving along to consideration of old business. First item under old business is second and final reading of ordinance 17C25. Christy?
Ordinance 17C25, this ordinance, if adopted, would fix the salaries of appointed officers of the City of Huntington, Indiana, from and after December 28, 2025, through the pay period ending December 26, 2026, and hourly employees of the City of Huntington, Indiana, from and after December 21st, 2025, through the pay period ending December 19th, 2026.
Is there a motion to bring ordinance 17C25 to the floor on second and final reading?
So moved. Second.
A motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of 17C25? Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of approval and adoption on second and final reading of ordinance 17C25. Christie?
Funk?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Rensberger?
Yes.
Brottigam?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance 18C25. Christie?
Ordinance 18C25, this ordinance, if adopted, would fix the salaries of elected officials of the City of Huntington, Indiana, from and after December 28th, 2025, through the pay period ending December 26, 2026.
Is there a motion to bring ordinance 18C25 to the floor for second and final reading?
So moved.
Yes.
Second.
A motion and second. Further discussion and consideration of 18C25. Not seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of adoption and approval on second and final reading of ordinance 18C25. Christie?
Johnson?
Yes.
Rensberger?
Yes.
Brottigam?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Funk?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is second and final reading of ordinance 19C25. Christie?
Ordinance 19C25, this ordinance, if adopted, would appropriate sums of money for the purpose of defraying the expenses of several departments of the City of Government of the City of Huntington, Indiana, for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2026, ending December 31st, 2026, including all outstanding claims and obligations, and fixing a time when the same shall take effect.
Is there a motion to bring ordinance 19C25 to the floor for consideration and approval on second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Further discussion and consideration by council. Seeing or hearing any at this time, we'll call the question in favor of adoption and approval on second and final reading of ordinance 19C25. Christie?
Yes.
Brottigam?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Funk?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item under old business is Budget Form 4, the adoption of the 2026 budget. Christie?
Yes, this is the form that I have to send into Gateway, and it just states the totals that you just approved on the appropriation ordinance, so I will pass that around.
And this will be for council signatures. Okay. All right, moving along then under new business, we do have first reading of ordinance 21C25. Christie?
Ordinance 21C25. This ordinance, if adopted, authorizes the issuance of general obligation bonds to pay for capital projects for the city.
Is there a motion to bring ordinance 21C25 to the floor on first reading?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and second. This time, invite council members further discussion and consideration of the matter. You heard a presentation from Baker Tilly on the financials last month. We can go over those at a high level, but if we have anything down in the weeds, we can bring them back in for further discussion. So, council members?
So this is, you have a list here of things that you could use it for. Is the reconstruction of Ash Street, is that at the curve? Is that what you're thinking about on that particular one?
So that project would actually be the entire length. So it would include the curve and working with the neighbor there to try and address the necessary right-of-way acquisition to widen the road.
Okay, that curve's really bad, especially if someone's coming around. And then, so if we approve this, because this is the only way we can get money anymore, according to my understanding, correct? If we approve this, then these projects come back to be voted on, or?
And any appropriation from this, yes, what council is considering this evening is whether or not to issue the bonds. Once the bonds are issued, it does create a line item of funds that then need further appropriation by council to be expended on any of these projects. The exception would be, like if we do some of the sidewalk extension connections there, if it was under a certain dollar threshold, it might not need to
Small
come
stuff.
back, but yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion, consideration by council members? Okay, not hearing any further at this time, we'll call the question in favor in the first reading of ordinance 21C25. Christie?
Brodigan,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Funk. Yes. Johnson,
Yes.
Rensberger.
Yes.
Then under miscellaneous, we do have September 2025 monthly financial report. Christie?
Okay, included in your packet this time is the investment register balances as of 9/30/2025. This is how much we have invested in different banks through our financial investments and through Indiana Bond Bank, or Trust Indiana. And then Cambridge is also an investment bank. These are the interest rates we're receiving, and then interest year to date. This is something that we should be giving you once a year at least. So I will probably give it to you twice a year, and just so you guys can see. This was brought up when we were going through the GEO bond information, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware of how much we have invested of our balances, or in all of our cash balances, which leads me to the fund balance. So the totals, not including the utility funds, is the 40 million, and then we have 12 million of that invested. Plus, we also have a money market account, and a sweep account through First Federal, which is where most of our general fund money is. And so that makes up, that's how we get as much interest as we are getting. As of September 30th, all of the balances are in good shape. The funds appear to be in order as far as everything that we have historically been spending and receiving. So if you have any specific questions on the fund balances, please let me know. And then I have the the 5-year plan and what we've spent so far since, or as of September, of $449,801. Excuse me. And then, and this is like the 5-year plan. And then I have the breakdown of what we've spent monthly on the detail behind the seat. Okay, so those are the budget actual fund balances as to date.
Thank you, Christie. Any questions for Christie on the financials or funds?
I see you have a fund here, say for example, you've got a couple of them, they're going to mature in February.
Yes.
So you'll roll those over. Who decides the term? We just shop around for the best rate we can get for the best.
Yes, so we have Baker Tilly Wealth Management. It's a division of Baker Tilly, and they run our investments through Lake City as the core bank. But then he'll ask me, how, like if we have cash flow, excuse me, how our cash flow is, and to see, like you said, what's the best rate versus the term. And so we've gone like a 6-month or an 18-month or a year. So we stagger them usually. And this is just for the general fund, and we also have a couple $500,000 amounts for the utility side as well. As far as, like, that's the First Federal and the Flag Star, those are the ones that they bid out. First Source, they've just approached me with good rates and the terms, so we've rolled that one over because we had some money that we could use for that. And then Cambridge is a different investment corporation that she I think it's called Turquoise Wealth Management. But anyway, she approached me, and we've been investing with that, and some of that's money market, and some of that is an investment. Trust Indiana is the easiest one for me because you can take it in and out daily. So that's why we put the TIF money in so that they could have separate funds coming in or earning interest on that TIF money that is waiting for projects that Bryn and the RDC have projected. And then the ARPA money, that's for me to keep that separate because we have to spend that by December of 2026. And then the Trust Indiana is just our investment that we've just been rolling that over.
So, and the sweep account's outside this?
Yes. Sweep and there's a VIP money market account through First Federal and the sweep account. And I didn't even think about putting those on here.
Oh, no, no,
because
that's
it's like
fine. I
automatic to me that it's a bank, it's in the bank.
But that's
But
your,
yes.
that's your cash flow,
That's, yes,
where you're paying bills and all that, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
First Federal part, yes. So then when these mature, then they'll have interest. And so I'll show you on those months as these mature, so you'll see
Great, thank you.
on those.
Thank you for putting that together.
Further comment or question by council members on the financials? Okay. One other item under miscellaneous, brought to my attention by Mr. Chapman, that the local GOP will be doing an appreciation dinner for the fire department and firefighters at the same time as our October 28th meeting, and they've extended an invitation to council members, elected officials. If council would like, we have checked with bond counsel and Baker Tilly. The GO bonds don't need second and final reading. They're not time sensitive at the next meeting. We checked with Christie. There's nothing time sensitive from the city now that you guys have taken care of the budget this evening. So I would just open it up to consideration of council if you want to plan to cancel the next meeting and postpone GO bonds to the following meeting. Just looking for council's direction on it. So we'll take a motion on which way you want to go with that.
I'd like to make a motion that we table the next meeting.
Second?
So I think I need the motion to be canceling the meeting.
I would like to make a motion that we cancel the meeting.
Okay,
And
There we go.
I'll second that too.
thanks. Further discussion and consideration by council? All right, so with that then, not hearing further discussion, we'll call the question in favor of canceling the next meeting and tabling the matter of GO bonds to the following meeting after that.
Chapman,
Yes.
Funk,
Yeah.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rensberger,
Yes.
Brodigan.
Yes.
Okay, the October 28th meeting will be canceled and agenda items pushed to the subsequent meeting. Not aware of any other matters for the good of the order then. Is there a motion for adjournment?
I'd like one. I have one thing. Sorry.
Is there a second?
Do you know
Oh,
how
sorry.
many, I know you want to go, but it was just a idea brought up by somebody in my district. Do any of you departments and heads know how many people you have that are veterans that work for the city?
we can get that count to you before the next meeting.
I'd just like to know if there's any interest in the council. I can probably find a source to fund it that's not for the city. I thought it'd be neat to have a commemorative coin presented to all of our veterans that work for the city. Doesn't have to be a once-a-year thing. I know other companies that do it once a year, but just a commemorative coin, since this is coming up to 250, that just to honor our veterans that work for the city. I thought that'd be kind of a neat thing to do, and I don't want taxpayer money to pay for it, so I'll find somebody to pay for it. That's not a problem, but I just wanted your input as far as whether that would be something that you guys think would be a good idea.
Councilman Johnson, I think that's a very generous proposal, and I think that's something that we can get you the information on. With private funding, I don't know that,
We don't need to talk about, do we?
I think you're good. So
Never
we can
mind.
get you those numbers, and appreciate your recognition of the employees that have served through the armed forces.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great. It's a great idea.
Any other items?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.